Hi, everybody. Good morning. Kathy Colley here in the Wealthypreneurs group. I am the Wealthypreneur, helping you build wealth so that you can change the world. And yes, we are in the middle of economic challenges with the coronavirus issue. We have quite a few businesses here locally that are postponing events, shutting down. Oregon Shakespeare Festival is closed temporarily, and lots of people in the service industry are not able to go to work. So yes, we are being impacted economically by what's going on. So what can you do? This is a challenging time, and during all challenging times, people also have prospered. And so I want to talk today about resiliency. And resiliency is the ability to stand firm in the middle of challenges. It's also the ability to bend and be flexible in the middle of challenges. And I'm going to recommend that you stay firm in your attitude and your positivity, and then be flexible in the ways that you operate your business at this time. I have been a small business owner for over 20 years, doing very alternative things. I've been a yoga teacher. I've been a belly dancer. I've done all kinds of things that are sort of outside the norm of a standard career, but I've always managed to prosper even through changes by using these techniques. So the first one is your mindset. And so I recommend that if you're not doing this already, that you have some kind of practice that you do that helps you remember the good. So for me, I say prayer and affirmation. That's what I do every day that helps center me in the good and knowing that everything's going to work out okay. And that's a choice. It's the choice to choose to be grateful rather than fearful. And so whatever you need to do that works for you to center you in that place where you know everything's going to work out, that's your positive mindset. And that's very, very important. It's an anchor and a place to start. Now, you might be wondering, well, okay, that's great, but I've just lost some income and, I've got to feed my family. What do I do about that? Well, on a very practical level, I recommend flexibility. And there's three things that I've done over the years that have helped me be flexible during changes. And I use these techniques even during the stock market crash in 2008. My business boomed. I did great through using these techniques. So the first one is multiple income streams. And those of you who are small business owners in Southern Oregon, you probably know about this already because it's very helpful in this area. I live in a very semi-rural area, and it's beautiful, and the quality of life here is amazing. And economically, it often requires having more than one gig to make it work here. And so many of us have multiple income streams already. If you don't, I encourage you to start thinking like a consultant. Think like the kind of person who has multiple sources of revenue that are coming to you from all over. And that kind of openness really gives you abundance. It gives you choices. When you're focused on just one job, then it really limits your ability to shift and change when the economy shifts and changes. And with multiple income streams, it's like you have say you, like me, okay, I'll give myself as an example. I have a coaching program, and then I have an event that I run, and then I have a job managing properties, and then I have private sessions over here. So I have all these different things that I do to make money. And and we have some real estate flips, so I have all these, probably 5 different income streams right now. And so you imagine that they're just like pots on the stove where you're cooking things. And if one thing isn't working out, you can just, put it to the side or put it on the back burner, and you can add more energy to the other recipes that are working better. So it's a great plan, and it really helps to open things up. So think like a consultant with multiple income streams. And if you don't have multiple income streams, I recommend you get a couple. Take on a side hustle job. Take on dog walking, babysitting. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be glamorous, but more income coming from more places will protect you during economic changes. The second thing I want to recommend on a practical level is to be defensive with your budget. Now, I have a lot of videos in the Wealthypreneur group breaking down the specifics of how to build an emergency fund and how to set up your budget and so forth. So you can kind of scroll down and see more details about that. If you do not have a budget, now is the time to get one. I recommend everydollar.com. It's a free platform, very easy, user-friendly, color-coded, and really big font. Nice for people with middle-aged eyes, and also nice for creative people because it's very visually appealing. So get a budget and be defensive with it. So that means to really start looking at, okay, if my income is challenged right now, where can I spend less? What is most important to me that I need to keep, and what's extraneous and that I can let go of? That's very, very important at all times, really, to be defensive with your budget, but especially now. And good to have that tool. I'll put a link to everydollar.com in after this video as well if you want to know more about it. So the third thing I recommend on a practical level to be resilient during these times is to look for opportunities to prosper and make money. And a great example of that is the hand sanitizer companies are making bank right now. So they're filling a specific need. Just because schools are shutting down and some businesses are taking a break, it doesn't mean that people aren't still making money. So maybe you can meet an urgent need that is related to the coronavirus. Certainly I'm doing that with my clients, helping them come up with creative financial strategies and business strategies at this time. Maybe you have something, a product or service that can help with the immediate need. And you may have products or services that may just help people in general right now. So really bending with that resiliency, really shifting what you have to offer to really gear it towards what is happening now. What do people really need and want? Maybe, with some anxiety people are experiencing, maybe they need self-care and they need a massage. That's one way to promote yourself if you're a body worker. So there's, really, really looking for the ways to prosper that work right now. And they are there. They are there. Not always obvious. Sometimes it takes a little while to be looking for them and living the question. But you will find that there are ways to make new income. And then, of course, if you already have regular income, hi, Sarah. If you already have regular income from regular work, that's wonderful. But many of us entrepreneurs have been affected by the coronavirus rocking the economy. So again, continue to look for those new opportunities. And oftentimes I find just looking for them, having the mindset of, okay, where's the money? Show me the money. Asking the universe that question, oftentimes it will show up. All right, so just to recap what I talked about today for resiliency in these changing times with the coronavirus is, number one, to stay firm in your positive mindset. Don't give in to fear. We've seen many and challenges in our culture and our community over the years. I remember Y2K being a huge scare, the SARS virus. There's been many events that have impacted people. So keeping with whatever practice you have to stay positive and to really stay anchored in that feeling that everything is going to work out well. So that's number one. And then the three things I mentioned on a practical level to be resilient with your business are to think of yourself as a consultant, to have multiple income streams. That's the first one. The second one is to be defensive with your budget. And number three is to look for new opportunities to make money that make sense now. All right, well, I will post that link to theeverydollar.com. Let me know if you have specific questions around being resilient in your business right now. Let us know what's going on with you, and happy prospering. All right, be well.